Tesla, one of the most valuable car companies on Earth. SpaceX, the first private company to send humans into space. And X, formerly Twitter, one of the most influential communication platforms in the world. Behind all of them stands one man, a boy who was bullied, beaten unconscious by classmates, and told repeatedly that his dreams were impossible. He escaped a broken home with almost nothing, yet refused to accept limits. And that refusal would make him the richest person in modern history. This is the story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. His father was an engineer. His mother was a model and nutritionist. From the outside, the family looked successful, but behind closed doors, life was complicated. Elon was quiet, deeply thoughtful, always lost inside books and his imagination. By the age of 9, he had already read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. While other children played outside, Elon obsessed over science, technology, and the future. At just 12 years old, he taught himself computer programming and created a simple video game called Blastar. He sold it for $500. But school was brutal. Elon was awkward, socially isolated, and constantly bullied. One day, a group of boys threw him down a staircase and beat him unconscious. He spent weeks recovering. At home, things weren't much easier. After his parents divorced, Elon chose to live with his father. Years later, he would describe that decision as deeply painful. But through all the hardship, one obsession never left him: the survival of humanity. Even as a teenager, Elon believed humans needed to become a multi-planetary species. Most people laughed at him. To them, it sounded ridiculous. To Elon, it was necessary. At 17, he left South Africa for Canada, partly to escape mandatory military service and partly to chase something bigger. He arrived with almost no money. He slept on couches, worked exhausting jobs, shoveled grain, cut logs, anything to survive. Eventually, he attended Queen's University in Ontario before transferring to the University of Pennsylvania. There, he earned degrees in economics and physics. He was later accepted into a PhD program at Stanford University, a dream opportunity. He stayed for 2 days. The internet revolution was beginning, and Elon knew he couldn't sit in a classroom while the future was being built. In 1995, Elon and his brother Kimball launched their first company, Zip2. It helped newspapers create online maps and business directories. It wasn't glamorous. The brothers slept in the office and showered at a nearby YMCA, but they kept building. And 4 years later, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Elon was just 27 years old and suddenly worth $22 million. Most people would have retired. Elon did the opposite. He poured almost everything into another startup, an online payments company that would later become PayPal. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon earned $180 million. And then, he made the craziest decision of his life. He invested $100 million into a new company with one goal: sending humans to Mars. He called it SpaceX. Almost nobody believed him. Rocket experts mocked him. Investors walked away.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here.
And soon, disaster struck. The first SpaceX launch failed, then another. Millions of dollars gone. By 2008, SpaceX was close to bankruptcy, and Elon's electric car company, Tesla, was collapsing too. He was running out of money, running out of time. At one point, he reportedly borrowed money from friends just to pay rent. People around him feared he was heading toward a complete breakdown. Then came the fourth launch. Falcon 1 lifted off and successfully reached orbit. For the first time in history, a privately built rocket had made it into space. Shortly after, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. The company was saved. Tesla survived too. A last-minute investment kept it alive, long enough to launch the Model S. The world suddenly realized electric cars didn't have to be slow or boring. Tesla changed the auto industry forever, and both companies had come back from the edge of death. Over the next decade, Elon Musk transformed entire industries. SpaceX created the Falcon 9, the first reusable orbital rocket, a breakthrough that dramatically reduced the cost of space travel. Later, Crew Dragon carried astronauts to the International Space Station, ending America's dependence on Russian rockets. Tesla became the most valuable car company on Earth, and nearly every major automaker was forced to follow Tesla into electric vehicles. But Elon wasn't finished. He launched Neuralink, a company aiming to connect the human brain directly to computers. Then came the Boring Company, designed to solve traffic congestion through underground tunnel systems. And in 2022, he shocked the world again by buying Twitter for $44 billion. He renamed it X. He fired much of the staff, rewrote the platform's direction, and declared it a new kind of digital town square. Then in 2023, he launched xAI, entering the artificial intelligence race against OpenAI, a company he had helped create years earlier. Today, Elon Musk's wealth has surpassed $300 billion, the highest personal fortune in recorded history. His companies are reshaping transportation, space travel, energy, communication, and artificial intelligence, all at once. Yet beneath all the success, the same boy still exists, the quiet child from Pretoria, who read encyclopedias alone, dreamed about Mars, and refused to believe that impossible meant impossible. Because sometimes, the people who change the world are the ones irrational enough to think they actually can. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more.